All right, we're going to start the recording and we're going to do the test today because I'm getting tired of going over homework problems. I went over so many chapter 7.2 homework problems. I'm about sick of them. So I'm going to show you that the test is not that difficult. So here we go. I'm going to cover the chapter 7 problems first, and then I'll cover the chapter 6 problems with the remaining time of class, okay? And that's a bonus question. Everybody can see the board, right? And there's our first question, so I'm gonna let y'all draw it on your handy dandy curves that none of you printed out. Oh my, did somebody show me one? Miss Poor, did you print them out?
No, sir, I didn't.
I see. See, I tell you, that's pretty bad when one of your star students don't even print them out. Oh well, I don't know why I expect anybody to print them out. All I got to do is I won't send them to you next time, and then somebody will say, "I wish you'd send us those." I ain't gonna comment. All right, I'm gonna draw my picture, and then you can draw yours by yourself. All right, 50, 57, 64, 71, 43. I have no idea because I can't subtract sevens worth of crap. What is it, 36? And minus 7 is 29. I do wish somebody would check the left side of my, because I suck when it comes to subtraction. And they want to know the probability of scoring higher than a what? A 40. And I'm just saying scoring. I don't know if these are test scores or I don't know what they are. I'm just saying above a 40. Now, there's two students in here. There's the student that has an old calculator, and there's the student that has a new calculator. So I'm going to do both, and we're going to mark 40 in blue. So 36 to 43, half of 7 is 3. So 39.5 is right there. So 40 would be right beside that right there. So that right there is 40. Of course, it's an estimate. X is equal to 40. And they want to know what side, first of all, they want to know more. And somebody tell me which side is more, right or left? That means I want somebody to say right or left besides me.
Right.
Right. Thank you. God, y'all are so, what is it? Receptive. Just jump on it. Just all of you just jump on a chance to communicate whenever there's a chance. Just, wow. Mr. King gone back to sleep. He just laying his head down on the desk. He's going to be one of those people that class is going to end and he's asleep and he's still in the classroom. Yeah, that's what happens. Everybody leaves and there's about 4 or 5 people. They don't think I got sense enough to know that they've left the computer or they went back to sleep. But they stay in the room and I have to force them out before I leave because the classroom will stay open as long as they're in there. So they go to sleep or go in, they eat breakfast or leave the computer and everybody has left the room and there's like 3 people in there and I sit there and I go, okay, wake up, come back to the computer from the kitchen and turn and leave the room. And there'll be 4 people and 2 of them will leave about 5 minutes after class. And then the other 2 won't leave and I have to force them out before I leave the classroom so it'll shut the class down. But they think I ain't got sense enough to know they ain't left their computer. Oh, y'all must think teachers are stupid. All right, so everybody good with the shade? Everybody understand why I shaded the right side? Yeah, Hubert, we understand. Good. Y'all need to watch Bar Rescue. You know what he talked about last night? He said, y'all have to communicate. I went, oh my God, he must be talking to my class. But you can get by without communication in the real world, can't you? So if you've got an old calculator, you're going to have to change 40 into a z-score. How do you know if you've got an old calculator? Well, when you do normal CDF and your calculator just puts a parenthesis right there, then that means you got an old calculator. If you've got a new calculator, then it's going to ask for the mean and the standard deviation. So if you've got an old calculator, you got to change this X into a Z. 40 minus 50 divided by, what was the standard deviation? 7. And that's 10 divided by 7, which is equal to 1 3/7. And somebody tell me what 3/7 is equal to. 2 decimal points, please. Three divided by 7. I need 2 decimal points, please.
It's 0.43.
Thank you, Mr. King. I know that hurt, but I appreciate it. I don't like the hoodie. We like to see the hair up high. Well, you just let us down, man. All right, 1.43. So if you got an older calculator, you would type in 1.43. That'd be negative, sorry. To what? 9999. Now that's what you would type in. That's how you know if you got an older calculator. Usually a TI-83. Is anybody in here, raise your hand, virtual hand, do you have an older calculator? If you have an older calculator. I just want to know for the test, so that way I can just do new calculator or older calculator. Okay, so everybody pretty much has, okay, we still have a couple of old calculators. Okay, so I'll keep doing the old calculator. All right, new calculator. New calculator, when you type in normal CDF, you're going to type in the lower bound, which is 40, the upper bound, which is 9999, the mean is 50, and the standard deviation is 7. And it's going to give you the answer. So you don't have to change the handy-dandy z-score. So let's do both. Second, let's do the old calculator. Normal CDF. And I've got a new calculator, so it's going to ask, for all that. I'm going to punch in what you would punch in on an older calculator. So negative 1.43, and that's comma, and then 9999, close parentheses, and enter. And your older calculator will spit out 0.9236. 0.9236. Now, yesterday, with the other 120 class, I'm gonna post a video today in y'all's class also on YouTube. I typed in both answers. I typed in old answer, then on the next problem, I type in the new calculator answer, and the old calculator answer, and the new calculator answer, because they were all different. And I still got the problem right, because they do compensate for the different calculators giving different answers. Okay, but they don't make the vehicle squat in the back end, so they don't overcompensate. All right, so let's do a new. Some of y'all didn't even catch that. But anyway, second VARS. Mr. King, please tell me you don't drive a truck with the back end squatted down. Please tell me. That way I would lose my faith in you so much. All right, so this would be 40 to 9999. And the new calculator, you would type in 50 and 7. And you see there's a little bit of difference. The newer calculators are more accurate because you type in all the numbers instead of having to calculate. So it's 0.9234. Everybody good? And that is, chapter 7 on the test, pretty much. And this one is an easier problem because it's only one part. And it's B as a drawing. And I'm going to type in the old calculator, 0.9236. And we got that one correct. All right, next chapter 7 question. Here it is. Here's one that you have to, I would read the last sentence first. Make a note on this one. Read the last sentence first. What does the last sentence say? Suppose that in games, the margin of victory relative to the spread is normally distributed with a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 10.6. So that means what? Draw the damn curve. That's what it means. So that's the first thing I'm going to do before I start this problem. I'm going to draw the curve. Oh, I don't have to draw the curve. I've got my special copies that Hubert told me to print, but I didn't print them. Did you, Mr. King?
I printed them for the test.
Good job. See, Miss Poor, Mr. King printed his, but you didn't. 10.6. Negative 10.6. 21.2. Somebody help me out, please. 21.2. Negative 21.2. And 31.8. Please check my math. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about gambling. Be careful when you gamble. All right, here's a little bit of talk. Somebody tell me what 0 represents.
The mean.
In gambling with a point spread. Anybody?
The mean.
0 means, yeah, it is, but the mean represents the game is very close. Write that down. The game is very close. So that yellow line represents that the game is very close, meaning that it's a tie, basically. But the gods of gambling do not like the word tie. Okay? Why? Because that means that nobody wins. And that means that a lot of people lose money. Everybody with me? So they don't like to say tie. They like to say that the game is close. Everybody with me? Somebody tell me what the left side represents of the yellow line. You got two to pick from, winner and loser. What do you think the left side stands for?
Loser.
Loser, because it's negative. So these lose by 10.6 points, lose by 2.2 points, lose by 30 be right in here, 30 points, 35 points, 2 points. So if the left side of the yellow line is to lose by Somebody tell me what the right side is. You're winning. I just need to make sure everybody understands that. Most students would align positive with winning and negative with losing, but some students can also break an amble with a banana. So to get to those students that can break an amble with a banana, and some of y'all have no earthly idea what an amble is, but I'm not going to say that anything because that's your parents' fault for not letting you watch Wile E. Coyote chase the Roadrunner. Okay? Because it's too violent. That's why I'm crazy as I am. That's why I'm a terrorist, because my mom and daddy let me watch all those bad cartoons. But now my son, he can watch. I ain't gonna say what he can watch, and it's okay. All right, so anyway, let's see what the question asks now. A, what is the probability that a team wins by 8 points or more? Okay, which side? 8 points or more. What side?
Right.
Thank you for the interaction. Wins by 8 points or more. Okay, you got two things that you need to be looking for. Win, that means on the right side, and 8 points or more, which means that's the area that you're trying to get. So I need y'all to do that for me. Where's 8 points? Well, 7 points. I'm sorry. Let's see, 10 points, that's 5 right there. So 7 would be half. So 7 would be right about there. So did I tell y'all about the parent-student students I have? One of the parent is in my night class, and her daughter is taking another teacher. I didn't tell y'all this for 120. The student that's taking another teacher had no idea what these are. Had no idea. She said, "What is that?" That's also probably the same class that started with 30 in Math 120, and they got 5 in there now. This is one of the easiest classes to teach on campus, and we have teachers that can't even end up with half the class. It blows my mind. 10. See how blessed you are? So if you have an older calculator, you might want to make a z-score out of that 10. So that'd be 10 minus 0 over what? 10.6. So somebody do that. It's going to be like 0.8 or 0.75. Somebody change that 10 into a z-score for me. Give me 2 decimal points. Be 10 divided by 10.6. I say it's going to be 0.8.
It's 0.9. Wait, how many decimals you need?
2 decimal points.
0.94.
Okay, I was off. Okay, so if you have an old calculator, you're going to go from 0.94 to 9999. So I'm going to do the new calculator because I've already got it on here. So I'm just going to do a new calculator if you don't mind. So second bars, normal CDF, and I'm going to go from 10 to 9999. Mean is 0, and the standard deviation is 10.6. If you have an older calculator, probably going to be around 0.1724 or 1725. Somebody with an older calculator, what did you get? Nobody's going to say anything. 1727. Everybody get that with a newer calculator? And nobody's going to say anything. Appreciate y'all, interacting. Makes class a whole lot, makes it a whole lot better. 0.1727. All right, here we go. What is the probability that the favored team, loses by 1 point or more? Loses by 1 point or more. Probability loses by 1 point or more. All right, somebody tell me what side of the yellow line we gonna be on.
Left.
Left side, and 1 is right here. So I'm going, now be careful here, because losing by points more is on the left. It's not like the bank account. Bank account, positive is better. The question context is saying lose by points. So that would be this side. Okay, you need to make a note of that. When you're talking about points, that's not the same as talking about money. Negative $4 is better than, positive, a negative $4 is better than negative $8. But if you change the context of the question to points, meaning lose by, that's more. 30 points is more than 10 points. You need to make that distinction. Context of the question. And this arrowhead right here is called negative 9999. So somebody help me change 1 into a z-score. So I need 1 minus 0. So take 1 and divide it by 10.6 and give me 2 digits, please. It's going to be like 0.2, negative 0.2 or something. What is it?
Did you say 1
divided by 10? What?
Did you say 1 divided by 10.6?
1 divided by 10.6. Already got the sign. I'm not worried about the sign.
It's 0.09.
Okay, 0.09. I said 0.2. Okay, so if you got an older calculator, you're going to go from 0.09. Sorry, we read left to right. Negative 9999 to 0.09. And if you're have a new calculator, you're going to go from, no, you're not going to do a negative 1 because that would be wrong. You would do negative 9999 to 1. No. To negative 1. I believe you would type in negative 1. Let's see. It's a little bit confusing when you do it with a new calculator. So I think you would type in negative 1. So second vars, normal CDF, negative 9999 to negative 1, and 0 and 10.6. How do I know if I come out with the right answer? It's going to be less than 50%. That's why. 0.4624. 0.4624. And that's with a new calculator. I'm going to do the old calculator just to check. Second vars, normal CDF, negative 9999 to negative 0.09. And that's going to be a 1. And paste 0.4641. So the old calculator gave me the same thing. Oh, it's a little bit high. Okay, I'm gonna go with the old calculator, 0.4641. And the next one says, and I'm going to tell you what the answer is going to be. Which one says predicted by the spread? There it is, D. Write that down. The fact that the mean is the close is typically close. Remember me telling you that they don't like to say tie? They like to say that it's close. That's what you're looking for, close. 0 means close. And that should be correct. Uh-oh. I think I did something wrong on this one. Let me go with the new 0.4624.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
On the first one, you did x equals 10, but I think it's supposed to be x equals 8.
Well, why did I get... Will you just give me the 4 digits, please?
Okay. I got 0.2252.
And thank you, Miss Poor. The best time to tell me is after the question's over with.
I'm sorry,
Thank
I
you.
just realized it.
Oh, man. Okay, as Miss Poor said, 15 minutes later, for some reason, I decided to put 10 in there. I don't know why I thought of 10. It said 8. Of course, nobody in this classroom said a damn thing, but I'm glad Miss Poor did. Thank you, 15 minutes later. But nobody in the classroom said anything. So don't cry because you had to erase it because you didn't say a damn thing. So thank yourself. Gotta say another thing for communication. I love the way y'all communicate. Good job. Thank you, Miss Poor. You tried. Next, and Mr. King, I appreciate you. I appreciate you communicating. Thank you. I mean, you communicate, but you can't communicate all the time. All right. This is chapter 6. And they're asking you to test to make sure that this is a probability distribution and draw a graph. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because I'm going to stick to chapter 7 problems because chapter 7 is the one everybody's having trouble with. So I'm going to keep on going. Let's see. This is chapter 6 also. That the relative frequency Georgia phone calls determine whether or not this histogram. Does this indicate a normal or does it skewed right? Which one is it? It's not normal. So which one says it's not normal? D. I don't know if that's the, yeah. So I need to take that one off because that one's too easy. I need to take that off the test. Next, that's chapter 6. This is another gimme. All you gotta do is type in binomial PDF 10, 8.8, and 8 NPX. That's pretty simple there. And keep going, keep going. This, they want to check to see if it's discrete. In other words, is each probability between 0 and 1? And what happens when you add all the probabilities? 0.1, that's a dime, that's a dime, that's a dime, that's a dime, that's a dime. You get 50 cents. So it is not a probability distribution. So you need to decide which one, alpha or bravo, which one is it? The sum does not equal what? The sum of the probabilities equals 50 cents. That doesn't work. God, that one's real easy. All right, let's do this one. Your height is 1/30 and your base is 30, and they ask you at least 14 minutes late. So I'm going to draw my picture while you're drawing yours for the 2 or 3 people that's going to draw it. And it looks like a rectangle that the base is equal to 30. And the height is equal to 1/30. And they want to know the probability of being at least 14 minutes late. I want somebody to tell me, what does at least mean? In layman's terms, not mathematical terms, tell me what at least means.
That and everything above it.
That's one way of putting it. What's another way of putting it? That's correct. The lowest number is what?
$14.
Okay, so that's 2 ways to put it. The lowest number in our set is 14. And how'd you say it? 14 and everything above it? So does everybody agree that 14 needs to have a dot on it?
Yes.
14 needs to have a dot on it. So I'm going to take my handy dandy yellow highlighter and I'm going to put it on 14. And I'm going to draw a line. And which side is above? That besides Mr. King, which side is above?
To the right.
Thank you. I got to see who that was. Thank you, Mr. Kennard. Thank you, sir. That didn't hurt, did it, Mr. Kennard? You don't want to say anything else. You don't want to get beat up after class. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Kennard, for sacrificing yourself. Thank you. So somebody tell me what the base of this yellow area is. Somebody different from the class. Somebody that hadn't answered a question today. Somebody tell me what the yellow area base is. From 14 to 30. Somebody tell me what that base is.
16.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
16.
Thank you. And that's Miss Yarborough. Thank you. 16, which is 30 minus 14, which is 16. So the area of the yellow region is equal to the height, base times height, and that's equal to 16 times 1 over 30, which is equal to 16 over 30, which is equal to 8 over 15. And I need somebody to give me four digits, 4 decimal points, 8 over 15, please. Point what?
It's 0.5333.
Did you say free?
Yes, sir.
Commercial. All right, so the area is 0.5333. I really can't stand that commercial because nothing is free. All right, 0.5333. We were in the hardware store. Me and my son was in the hardware store yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I can't remember what day it was. And I was getting his stuff. And since it's springtime and I hate wasp, I always buy 15 cans of wasp spray so I could put it everywhere around, like on the front porch, on the back deck, in my car. I cannot stand wasp, okay? And I looked on the end cap, and there was 2 buy one, get one what? Free. And my son said, Daddy, you need to buy some of these because these are buy one, get one free. And I said, really? You're almost 15 years old. You've been living in my house, and you really think that one can is free? I said, how much is these 2 cans? $7.96. I said, so $8. He said, yeah. I said, go down the aisle, find the wasp spray, that's another brand, and tell me how much it is per can. He went down the aisle, come back with his pouty look on his face, and guess what he said each can cost of another brand? $4. So if I bought 2 cans of another brand, it would cost me what? $8. If I buy one, get one free, it's $7.96. Everybody understand? That's marketing, okay? There's nothing different between, except you've got a little card under the can that says buy one, get one free, and you're more likely to grab that than you are 2 cans that are down the aisle. Nothing is free. Next, so that would be 0.53. It says round to 3 digits, okay? You've been rounding to 4 digits all through the homework, and then they stop and say, whoa, let's not round it to 4, let's round it to 3. 0.533. And you feel good about yourself. Let's find the other one. There's another one on here. There's your NPX. Is this cumulative or is this precise? Everybody's got a 50-50 shot. Are you got a cumulative or precise?
Cumulative.
Why?
It says less than or greater to, or equal to, yeah.
Okay, do you use 2 or do you use 3 when you calculate?
3.
Because it's equal to. Good job. That's chapter 6. I'm trying to find, there's one more, chapter 7, and there it is. Got 4 parts to it. All right, go ahead and draw this one. And mu is 140.1. Mu is 140.1. Standard deviation is 25. I'm not even going to look at the question yet because I'm going to draw my picture. Mu is equal to 140.1 and standard deviation is equal to 25. I'm not going to do that 0.1. I'm sorry. Draw my picture. I'm just going to use 140. So 140, that'd be 165. That'd be 190. And let's see, 215. I hate when they do that. And then 140 minus 25 is 15, 115. And 115 would be 90. God, I hope I'm doing this right. 90 minus 25 is like what? 65? Please, somebody check my numbers, please, because I don't want Miss Poor, after we've done part 4, to tell me that I've got the wrong standard deviation. Okay? Good communication there, Miss Poor. Just make sure you tell your boss 3 weeks after you wrote that $1 million check that it was a mistake. So before we move on, did my numbers check out?
Your numbers match my numbers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to move on and let's see what the question asks. The first question says, what is the probability that a randomly selected car will get through the restaurant's drive-through in less than 100 seconds? So I'm going to take my green marker and I'm going to find 100. Well, 90 to 115, half of 25 is 12. So be less than a half. So there is my spot for 100. So X is equal to 100. Z, 100 minus 140 is negative 40. And negative 40 divided by 25. Somebody take 40 divided by 25, please. What do you get? 40 divided by 25.
1.6.
1.6 even?
That's what I got. 40 divided by 25.
Okay, do 40.1 divided by 25.
I got 1.604.
60. Okay. All right, so there's your 2 scores. If you got a new calculator, you use 100. If you got an older calculator, you use negative 1.6. And of course, they want to know less than 100 seconds. So that means negative 9999. So I'm going to do it with the new because it's a little bit more accurate. So second bars, normal CDF, negative 9999 to 100 with a mean of 140.1 and a standard deviation of 25. Okay, somebody with an older calculator, tell me if you got somewhere around 0.0544. .0544. Anybody? Oh, well, I'll just do it. Thank you for your interaction. Negative 9999 to negative 1.6 You know, somebody with a new calculator could type in the old stuff and tell me, but I know that would be too much work for y'all. 0 and 1, and then y'all would have to say something. So, you know, heaven forbid that y'all communicate. I got 0.0548. All right, so I'm going to, since this one's got 4 parts, I'm going to use one of them. We'll start with the old, 0.0548. I'm going to use the old. That's my son. He knows I got class. 0.0548. Okay, now y'all do the second one. I will do it with the new calculator. What is the probability that a car will spend more than 184 seconds in the restaurant line? Bar rescue. I got to quit watching that. I'm dreaming I'm firing people. I got to quit watching Bar Rescue. While y'all are drawing that, I'm going to text my son and see if he's being kidnapped or something. So I'm going to use blue and 184 seconds. Let's see, 165 added 12 would be what? 177. So 180 would be a little bit above. 184 would be a little bit above there. So there is my that's 184. X is equal to 184, or Z is equal to, somebody take 184 minus 140.1 and divide it by 25, please. It's going to be around 1.8. 184 minus 140.1 divided by 25.
1.756.
76. Okay, so if you've got an old calculator or a new calculator, there is the area you're looking for. What is the probability that a car is going to be in line for more than 184 seconds? So I'm going to do, since I typed in the old calculator answer in the first one, I'm going to do this one by new calculator and type it in, just to show y'all that they have different tolerances. Second VARS, normal CDF, and that's going to be 184, 9999, 140.1, crap, 140.1, and 25. And I'd say it's going to be, let's see, 13 divided by 4 is 3. So I'm going to say it's going to be 2 and 2, around 0.450 by the empirical rule, around 4%. 0.0395. 0.0395. And I'm going to type that in because I'm going to type new calculator. And I want y'all to look at the last part of this question because some of y'all are going to break an anvil with a banana. 0.0395. And the next part, oh God bless, yeah, here it is. Okay, do C. What proportion of cars spend between 2 and 3 minutes in the restaurant? What is wrong with this question? Somebody tell me what's wrong with it. I've asked y'all a question. What's wrong with it? There's something different about it. What's different about it? Come on, y'all. I have faith
Is
in
it-
y'all.
Is it that it says between?
No, not necessarily, because we've done questions like that, but there's something else.
Oh, it's minutes, so you have to convert that into seconds.
Exactly. And students will not do that. How many minutes, how many seconds are in a minute?
60.
So how many seconds are in 2 minutes?
120.
So this one, I'm going to do this in green. No, green, orange. I'm going to do this orange. Okay, so I got to find between 120 seconds and what? How many seconds are in 3 minutes?
180.
180. See how they catch you on this one? And some students will just look at it and stare at it for 15 minutes. So where is 120? 120, let's see, 12 would be 127. So 120 would be right about there. And 180, there's 184. So 180 would be probably, let's see, 160 plus 12, that'd be 177. So 180 would be about right there. Okay, I need y'all to put in the lower and the upper. The lower is 120 and the upper is 180. Now, since I did new on the last one, I'm going to do old on this one. So 120 minus 140.1 divided by 25. Somebody crank that out, please. And then the other side is going to be 180 minus 140.1 divided by 25. Of course, this one's going to be negative, and this one's going to be positive. So somebody give me 120 minus 140.1 divided by 25 and give me 2 decimal points, please. Please. I'll do it myself. 120 minus 140.1. Don't you dare say anything now. I'm already doing it. Don't try to give me the answer now. Divided by 25 is equal to negative 0.80. Is that what y'all got? Thanks. Appreciate it. 180 minus 140.1. I don't know why they have to put that 1.1 in there. Divided by 25. And that gives me 1.60. So with the older calculator, we're going to do second bars, normal CDF, and it will just give me the parentheses. And I would type in negative 0.8, comma, 1.6. Somebody with a new calculator, verify what I got here as soon as I put in. With an old calculator, I got 0.7333. 0.7333 with an old calculator. Somebody with a new calculator, what did you get? That means I want somebody to tell me what you got.
I got 0.7341.
Okay, I'm going to type in 0.7333 because I said I was going to do old, new, old. So 0.7333. And don't worry, if you do type in 1 and it doesn't fit the tolerance, if you're close to it, chances are I'll, take it. All right, now, would it be unusual for a car to spend more than 3 minutes? Somebody tell me what 3 minutes is. 3 minutes is 100 and what?
80 seconds.
So I need to do the area between 180 and 9999. So I'm going to do that with the new calculator. Second vars, normal CDF, 180 and 9999 with a a mean of 140.1 and a standard deviation of 25. 0.0552, and I'll do that in, haven't used pink yet. And that's basically going to be this number right here past the orange. And that pink area that I just drew in right there is 0.0552. Or 0.06. Is that unusual? Be careful. No, it is not unusual because it is more than a nickel. So the probability is 0.0552. So it would not be unusual since the probability is more than 0.05. Now I typed in 2 answers with the new calculator and 2 answers with the old calculator. And I got them all right. Does everybody see that? So you should be covered whether you use an old calculator or a new calculator. And y'all saw how different the answers were. Next question. Next question. Next question. All right, do this one. Now, I think this is probably your last Chapter 7 question. Draw a picture. A mean of 57 with a standard deviation of 3.5. Let's see, 57. I'm not doing that 0.5. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that. I ain't got time to do that. I'm just going to do 3. 57 plus 3 is 60. 63 and 66. 57 minus 3 is 54. 51, 48. I'm going to put the mean, so we need to calculate anything. Mean is equal to 57, and standard deviation is equal to 3.5. And A, more than 60. A is more than 60. Probability is more than 60. B, 53 or less. X is less than 53. C, between 59 and 61. And D, less than 46. Okay, so here's my drawing. And we're going to do 60 in yellow. So 60 would be right in here. Actually 63.5, 60 would be right in here because that'd be 60.5. So right in here probably is 60. But I'm going to mark it right here. Now X is equal to 60, or Z is equal to 60 minus 57 divided by 3.5. And I'm not going to ask you to do that because y'all won't. So I'm going to do it in the new calculator. Or you'll do it, but you won't tell me because that goes against the code of the weaned on a pickle. So let's go with second VARS, normal CDF, and that's going to be 60 to 9999. The mean is equal to 57, and the standard deviation is equal to 3.5. 0.1957. 0.1957. And I'm going to put that right here. 0.1957. Okay, let's do the second one. The second one I'll do in Verde. We did the first one in Amarillo. I'm going to do the second one in Verde. Come on, say this is Amarillo, Espanol yellow. No, Anglais yellow. Tango, je m'appelle français. So where is 53? 53 is right in here. So 53 and less means left, right? So I'm going to go from negative 9999 to 53 and get that area. Second, VARS, normal CDF, negative 9999 to 53. The green area is 0.1265. Okay, next. 59 to 61, and we'll do that in blue. Bleu. ¿Cómo se dice blue español?
Azul.
Azul. That sounds like the demon in Ghostbusters. The first Ghostbusters, not the stupid one that flopped with. Oh my God, I couldn't even watch 15 minutes of that movie. Why does Hollywood live by the rule? If it ain't broke, try to fix it. 59 is right in here. $59 to what? 61. So that's going to be a very small percentage. So second bars, normal CDF. Did you say azul? Blue is azul. Okay, he's not listening. 59 to 61. And paste. 0.1573. 0.1573. Is that what everybody got? Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you. And the last one we'll do in orange. ¿Cómo se dice orange español? Azul is equal to blue. You gotta remember that. So what is orange español? Y'all suck.
The fruit is naranja. I don't remember the color.
Okay, well, y'all need to find that out. All right, so orange, I'll just say orangello. I'm sorry, orangello. Y'all ever heard of the two kids named Orange Jello? I'm sorry. All right, 46. Where's 46? 46 is right here. So that's going to be a very, very small. That's going to be negative 9999 to 46. So negative or second bars, normal CDF, negative 9999 to 46. And enter. 3 zeros because you got a -4, so that'd be 3 zeros, 0.0008. 0.0008, which is equal to 0.0008. So let's type in our 4 answers and let's see if we did good. The first one is 0.1957. The second one is 0.1265. The third one is 0.1573. And the fourth one is 0.0008. It's a miracle. And let's see what else is next. Okay, we do have another one. I'm going to skip this one because I think we did this one at the beginning of class, except it was different numbers. Go ahead and write it down, though, so we can count how many questions we did. Let's see, how many? Here we go. Okay, so we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So 13, I'm counting the parts. I'm not counting the questions. Question-wise, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this would be 6. But what did I just say? Parts. How many parts did I just tell you? 15? Something like that? Yes, Hubert. No, Hubert. That's not what you said, Hubert. Y'all suck, class. And y'all don't care. Okay, next. And of course, I'll at least give you this one, 56 to 68. That'd be alpha. Can somebody do 56 to 68 for me right quick on the new calculator with 50 and 14 and tell me what the answer is? I know that would require communication, and I know that would go against the code. So maybe we got a rebel in here. I know we got several that go against the code. So somebody type in 56 to 68 with a mean of 50 and a standard deviation of 14 and give me 4 digits, please.
0.2348.
And that's correct. Thank you, Ms. Poor. Next, 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 next. That's it. The only thing we didn't go over is we didn't go over the NPX questions. And those are pretty much self-explanatory. I think we didn't. I think we went over every question except for like 2 or 3. So I think y'all are good. Who's got questions? All right. I'm going to shut her down and wait for the people that come back to the computers, and y'all get the test done, and we'll do 9.1 and 9.2 next week. Y'all have a good weekend. See y'all. And I'll wait for the people to wake up or come back from the kitchen or whatever. So the rest of y'all go ahead and leave, and I'll wait for them. I'm not calling the roll this week. I just don't feel like it. It's the last week of class. Okay, I got 3 people. Miss Johnson, Reed, and Harley. Come back to the computer. Wake up. Hit the leave button, please. Give y'all a few seconds before I force you out. Okay, I'll force you out.